And we are back on the WHHI-TV Daily News. With me now is Dr. Debi Lynes. Of course, we're going to mind our health today. Love talking to you. It's always such great information. So today we're going to kind of focus on kids. I think you said with Bob, you've talked about ADHD in adults.
Correct.
Which obviously is still a thing
yes,
for adults.
Very much so.
But we might want to tackle it when they're kids if we can.
So what's really interesting with kids going back to school, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder comes up all the time in my practice, and it's interesting. It's actually one of the most undiagnosed disorders out there. Number two, ADHD is a disorder of development. It is a developmental disorder, and what typically happens is if you just generally look at a child, they're about 3 years behind in certain areas. Attention deficit disorder is a disorder of executive functioning. Brilliant kids, creative kids, all kinds of ability. Intellect is normal, everything is great. And yet, they can either be squirrely or they can be hyper-focused and hyper-vigilant.
Okay.
ADHD is not a bad thing or a good thing. If you really look at children who have ADHD and you look at parents, you will usually see someone who has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Yeah.
You can diagnose it, but remember, the only reason we diagnose, Betsy, anything is to figure out a way to treat it.
Right.
And ADHD...
And to be aware that it's there.
Oh, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Other than that, it doesn't matter. But ADHD can be treated in such a variety of different ways. There are a lot of medical interventions. There are tons of skills and strategies and behavioral interventions that are out there. I always hesitate to put a diagnosis on a kid until they're in at least second grade.
Okay.
Because it kind of gives us all a chance to catch up. Some of us are better readers, some of us are, you know, just kind of all over there proprioceptively, and it just takes us all a while to kind of get our groove back on.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely something to pay attention to, and I think for moms and dads especially, it can be really frustrating. Why is my kid not listening? Why does my kid have these big emotions?
Right.
Right?
Yes.
And those are all signs and symptoms that there may be an attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Other cool thing, you don't even get a question in edgewise.
I know, but she's just rolling, but that's all right because it's great information. We need to know it all. So.
Well, I think it's really interesting because I think a lot of people think, especially for females, that the hyperactivity piece is that I'm squirrely and squirmy. A lot of times, the hyperactivity is here.
And when you're up at night and your brain is going like this and this and this and you can't stop it.
That's exactly right. Interesting.
I wouldn't know about that.
No, me either. Not us. Parents the thought. But another quick fun fact is a lot of folks who have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder often have sleep issues.
Okay.
And they seem to correlate. And I think oftentimes physicians, developmental physicians, look at ADHD as a sleep disorder.
Oh, interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So all kinds of new literature is out. It's not like ADHD 30 years ago. The disorder is the same, but now we understand so much more about it, and we have treatment opportunities and interventions that work so that parents, kids, and teachers
can all be on the same page.
Can all be on, and that's the key.
Yeah, that's the key. Well, thank you. As always, this is great information, even though I didn't have to ask any questions.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more. Don't go away.